Hello everybody, it's Lindsay from the Vintage Button, and today we are going to make those little labels we used yesterday. Let me get this and I can put it out of the way so it doesn't get painty. So this is the journal I made, was it last week? Was it even this week? I don't know. Some videos ago. And was it that page? No, I put the envelopes and stuff came from a swap, and a lot of the stuff that I'm using came from a swap like this, and then the other bits were out of my scrap tin. And I found this frame that I actually cut out so that you could see the title to A Brave Queen, which was a story about Boudica from a Victorian history book. And I think it's a really pretty frame, and I thought today we would make some of these to help build our stash. So I've said before, like I might do something and then I'll build some, do something that builds my stash, that creates my own ephemera. So that's what we're going to do. I already have some. This is a mixture of printables and things I've stamped, and it's not very good, so I don't tend to use it now. I tend to put things in boxes because this is from some time ago. That's to be laid flat. Don't have enough space for laying flat. We are going to do these because I might put some of those in the advent calendars. See if I can find. So here I do have a few of these frames that have been painted. Some of them are metallic, some of them are not, and this is all I've got left now. Oh, they're quite nice. The purpley ones are quite nice. So I'm going to add to this little stash by making some more and making some in different kinds of papers. So I have on my table, and I'm going to start my stop clock now because I know when it gets to about 30 minutes or before we'll finish. I've got potatoes in the oven. So yeah, so I've got some of my card audience survey map that I have tons and tons of. So I thought I've got some of that I could use. I've got this book that's about flower arranging, that's from the 60s. So that's like a paler colour. It's a bit dark and moody. This is from, no, that is from Paradise Lost. And I think there's about 3 pages. Again, it's very old. This is a children's book. Oh, it's got an image there of somebody throwing the bailiff into the midst of the fire. Trigger warning for that child who ever read that book. Yeah, I bet they didn't like bonfire night after that. But yeah, so I really like the patina around the edges of that. And then I've got some of this music encyclopedia and dictionary paper. And we're just going to paint. It's a nice soothing activity. We're just going to paint. I thought I'd start with metallics, and then when I got fed up with metallics I would move on to something different. So we'll start with the brown. I had my paint soaking when I first started getting set up, so we'll see. You kind of want your paint, when you're doing something like this, I cut watercolour or anything. I'm not that arty. I'm not disciplined. So I should imagine I would be quite arty if I disciplined myself. But I'm not very disciplined. As you can see, it's not perfect, but that's part of the charm. There's the first one. So you want your paint to be a little bit runny. Have a light hand to it. And once they're cut out, they just look really nice. Make them bigger, you can make them smaller. I like the double brush stroke, it just makes it look like it is something. And I think they look really rubbish when you just draw them out like this, like on the page. It's not looking that inspiring. But once they're cut out, they do look lovely. That's why I showed you how it was used yesterday, so it gives you sort of an idea. And I do think that, like, you can tell when somebody makes their own ephemera in their journals. It just has a different quality to it than, like, you know, the mass-produced stuff. And I understand, you know, like, you might have ability or time issues and stuff. So I get, and some people are not into, like, this process, because I enjoy this process. I've had a busy day. My charity is merging with another charity, and that means, like, all our IT systems are merging from the end of play tomorrow. So I've got a big rush on. But it got to a point where I just couldn't do any more. So I thought I need to do something really simple when I go upstairs and do my video. And then I remembered the little frame, and I thought, that's what we're going to do. And these are nice autumnal colours. So you could do them seasonally. And they're nice, like, in your little collages. So, not ever really the main feature, but they are just nice to put in the background, to put in the midst of something. And it's only paper, so you don't have to worry about it. Do a mixture of sizes. Looking good. Okay, we'll put that to one side for a moment because we might do a different colour for the paper, but I think I'll keep with this brown for a minute. How we do this? And when you're even stamping labels, so when you're creating labels, book pages make the best labels, especially like old book pages like this. So it almost looks like somebody's done this with a fountain pen. Made a label. Like I said, you don't need fantastic painting technique. I am in no way a painter, but I remember years ago, I can't remember, I think Lily must have been born. I went on a watercolour teaching day, like a one-day course with my mum. Oh my word, I knew what she was like at school by the end of it. Talk about comedy. We had to hide so the teacher wouldn't come along. It was hilarious. We painted flowers though, and that was nice. My daughter, on the other hand, is very good at watercolours and very good at art. Whereas I'm not technical at all, but I am creative. And you know what? I think that's okay. I used to get worked up about it, but I don't have the patience, and I think you need real patience to learn how to paint. And I think you can learn how to paint and draw, because it is just like it's like writing. I can write legibly. go. Should we try a different colour? Need to. Should we go for the red? I'm not washing my brush out or anything because it's not precise, and the paints don't mind. Not that they have feelings, but oh, I like that. That is nice. You can do long labels. Whoop. I'm sort of using the writing as a guide. Gotta keep your paint nice and wet so that it'll flow. Being very quiet. I do apologise. The Rings of Power wasn't on last night. It's on tonight. Fortunately, my husband's got something that's family that he's got to go and do, but hopefully he'll be back and we'll be able to watch it tonight. I want to watch it tonight. Anything to avoid the temptation to switch my laptop on so I'm not panicking tomorrow. I don't really want to do that. That wouldn't be good. Where are we up to in time? We've done this for 10 minutes. Well done if you're still here. I'm still running my giveaway. So to get an advent calendar that's made out of an old book, a Victorian book, all you have to do is subscribe to the channel, preferably with a little bell hit, so you get more updates. Well, you'd find out about whether you won the competition or not, really. And then like and comment on this video and any other videos in the run up to the beginning of beginning of November, when I will announce the winner, so that I can get it off to the winner wherever they are before the beginning of December. Because I think it's quite quick to get stuff to America, but I've got a family in South Africa, for example, and I know sometimes the post there's not great. So should we do a different colour? Not that I'm disparaging South Africa. I think it's a beautiful place. Just post is a bit slow. It is really beautiful, actually. It's coming up for spring. I love Cape Town. That's really beautiful. Well, I've been once, but I enjoyed it. My husband's got some family there. They're mainly in Johannesburg, but yeah. I haven't been for years, actually, not since Lily was little. I like the orange, it's very autumnal. There we go. It's so easy. It's literally just 8 lines. to try another colour. This is the... Oh, I kind of want to go back dark and moody with this one. This is the Paradise Lost book that I will be reaching for, just because it's so moody. I mean, the subject matter's moody as well, but come sort of October, when I'm redoing my Harry Potter book, do something a bit dark and mysterious. Like that. Let's see now. Let's go a bit more gold. Maybe a dirty gold, that's okay. I've had these paints, these metallic paints, for a couple of years, and they are very pigmented, and they're from like the local art supplies at Tyndall's. And I went back a few times to see if they've got them, and they don't have them. But they look like the packaging made it look like they were eyeshadow. And I got them. I think I requested them for one birthday, like as a 3 years ago, coming on for 3 years ago. And I've used them lots. Quite like the dirty gold. It suits the page. What do I think? Have you got your paints out yet? Get your paints out. It's a bit like doing a house up. Paint light is the cheapest way to do a house up. Cheapest way to do furniture up. Make everything cohesive. Even flooring. I remember one house we moved into after my dad died. We moved house, and it didn't have any flooring upstairs, and this was in the 90s, like early 90s, and we got tins of paint from the DIY shop. We didn't have a lot of money, and we just painted the floorboards, and like it's all the rage now. In fact, some of the techniques were used to make it look like wood, like in the main bedroom. Like I've seen YouTubers do it recently. I was like, oh my word, that's come back. You know what? If you use what you have, you'll never want. And another one of my mum's sayings is, necessity is the mother of all invention. I like that dirty gold. I wonder what it looks like on another colour. Right. So you can see, like, we've been at it now for 17 minutes. I've just put my thumb in some of it. And I think, well, we've got 3.5 sheets, really. It's just a nice little calm, mindful practice. Which, I don't know about you, but that is one of the reasons I do this, is to chill my head. I really like this dirty gold. Yep, it doesn't matter if you go off a little bit, because they look really rubbish. Then you cut them out and you use them. I'll show it on the page again. They just look good, and they look good, like kind of all tucked in to collages in a snippet roll. I'm gonna do, because I thought perhaps I should do a snippet roll so that you know what I mean, what about how to make one out of just your scraps, and because I have a little technique, so it doesn't take a lot of thought. So I thought I would do a Christmas version actually, because I figure that might come in handy. I'd have a really skinny one here. Go. Should we do another colour? Where can we put that? We're on to, we've got the music paper and dictionary paper. So we're going to go with a slightly more goldy, orangey colour. I like looking at the words actually. Half-timer. Or is it a child of school age excused for attendance for about half the time in order to work for wages? Wow. That shows how old this book is, because that's not allowed. I remember going to primary school half time, like, you know, when you first go. And I even remember going home for lunch, being picked up and going home for lunch and having a nap on the sofa. Got quite vivid memories of that. In fact, I remember when we went to France and we were coming back and we decided to, you know, go all the pretty roads, all like down Piccadilly? I can never say it because I want to say Picard, as in Star Trek. Piccadilly. And we were going through all these little villages, and we started at lunchtime when everybody was going home from lunch, and as we were going through the villages it ended up being the end of lunchtime and all these little kids were going back to school. It was lovely. Don't do that now. You're at school all day. I think there's something. Well, I guess it's because like my mum was a stay-at-home mum. They don't have stay-at-home mums very much now, do they? I know I wasn't. I was a keep it as flexible as possible so I could sort of be around as much as possible. which I did manage to do. The half killed me. But I did manage to do it. And there's payoffs for that. I think that's one of the reasons that I don't particularly have a career. There's lots of other reasons, but that is one of them. You know, I wanted to be around and be a mum that was around. And I completely understand if you know, like, you would need not to be. I think women should choose, or have the ability to choose. It's just what I wanted. Because ultimately, happy mum, happy kid. Well, mostly. We're coming up to the end of the time. If you watch all of this, you're a trooper. But then sometimes I watch things like this when I'm crafting myself. And I just want you to see the process, and that doesn't have to be perfect, but I am going to end it there. And that you can use a variety of papers and paint as well, because, like, you know, imagine I did spray them thinking, oh well, if I got the opportunity I'd do them, but imagine like you could do all of these depending on what vibe you were going for, really. So here we are. Painted paper labels. Almost free ephemera for your books, your journals, your snippet rolls, your clusters. And then they make pretty embellishments, if I can find it quickly, like that. It's got a bit of a shimmer to it, and so have the leaves. So on a note of the leaves, I think they're still in my room because I was cutting them out this morning, but I've developed a big stash of leaves. Basically, we're going to make a wreath. I think we might even do it tomorrow night. Completely out of trash. I'm quite excited for it. But yeah, so if you enjoyed this, if you want to win, that's not the one, this is the one. I keep them in little project bags at the side. If you want to win an advent calendar that's made out of a book and will be full of presents, or look out to buy an advent calendar that's bigger, but the small one will be like this and have all the bits in. It's not stuck in yet. Then, like I said, subscribe, like, comment, keep doing that. You'll have more chances, more entries into the giveaway. But there you go. That's it. I'm going to wait for these to dry a little bit. Oh, found another sash. And then I am going to cut them out, do the thumbnail, carry on cooking dinner. I've enjoyed crafting with you this evening, and I look forward tomorrow to when I think we are going to make a paper wreath. So a bit of decor for your home, completely out of trash. Right then, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.